Now, what I need you to understand is that the Bible is not arranged in a manner that is necessarily chronological. The Bible is arranged in a systematic manner that is not necessarily chronological. The first 5 books of the Bible, from Genesis to Deuteronomy, are what we call the books of the law or the books of Moses. Then after that, we have the books of history. That's from Joshua to Esther. After that, we have books of poetry. That's from Job to Song of Solomon. And then we have the major prophets, Isaiah to Daniel, and the minor prophets, Hosea to Malachi. And so in order for us to find this command to restore and to rebuild Jerusalem, we actually have to turn to one of the books of history, and that's the book of Ezra. So let's turn to the book of Ezra. Ezra chapter 1. Now you'll see, Ezra chapter 1 verse 1, it says, "Now in the first year of Cyrus, king of Persia, that the word of the Lord by the mouth of Jeremiah might be fulfilled, the Lord stirred up the spirit of Cyrus, king of Persia, that he made a proclamation throughout all his kingdom, and put it also in writing, saying, Thus saith Cyrus, king of Persia, The Lord God of heaven hath given me all the kingdoms of the earth, and he hath charged me to build him an house at Jerusalem, which is in Judea." Or in Judah. Okay, so first thing I want you to notice from this opening of the book of Ezra is that it takes place in the time of Cyrus, the king of Persia, and Cyrus lived much later than Nebuchadnezzar, and much later than the time of Daniel's prophecy in Daniel chapter 9. So even though the book of Ezra, which is a book of history, comes earlier in the Bible, the events that take place actually come later than the events that take place in the time of Daniel. Okay, so Daniel is prophesying something that's going to take place, and that thing actually takes place, is described as taking place in the book of Ezra, even though Ezra comes earlier on in the Bible. And you'll also see that it speaks about that the word of the Lord might be fulfilled by the mouth of Jeremiah. Jeremiah is also one of the major prophets, and so the book of Jeremiah comes later on in the Bible, later than Ezra, and the events described or prophesied in Jeremiah actually take place in the book of Ezra, which comes earlier on in the Bible. Okay, so the book begins in the time of the book of Daniel. It showed us there that it begins in the time of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon. And over here it tells us that this book begins in the time of Cyrus, and Cyrus' reign came much later than the reign of Nebuchadnezzar.